Hi, good afternoon. My name is Dean Moen. I'm here with my friend Denny Thorson. He's known as the local pepper guy. And I've known Denny for years, and one thing he does really well is grow peppers, and he kind of, has expertise on the more hotter peppers. He's got multiple varieties of really hot peppers here, and maybe Denny can kind of walk us through some of the choices you've got?
Sure. Over here we've got a little Thai pepper. Very small, but very hot. This is the ghost pepper, which is supposedly one of the hottest peppers in the world, about 200 times hotter than jalapeno. This one is a cayenne pepper. They're also hot. The habanero. That's a nice hot pepper there. Not all of them are hot. Some of them are just kind of mild. This is just a yellow bell pepper. They turn yellow when they get ripe. So that one's not very hot. This one right here is called a Takanatsumi, or an eagle's claw. They grow upright and very pretty, very decorative plant. So it's not only nice pepper, but just to look at it, it's really nice too.
Yeah, these are really a nice ornamental plant, aren't they?
Very, very nice.
You could
nice on the
decorate
patio.
your front patio with that
Yeah.
instead of flowers, right? And you got something to
Absolutely.
eat.
Yep, absolutely. This one over here is called a lemon pepper, and it's, for its color, not its taste. Also very hot. They're good. Living in Minnesota, you never know when we're going to have a frost.
Yep.
And so that's why I put them in pots. I can start them a little bit earlier, and then come, like last week we had a little frost here in the middle of September. Not done with the growing season, but it would have been for these peppers, so I was able to move them all into the garage for the overnight and then bring them back out to save them so that they have a little bit longer growing season so they can ripen out.
Perfect
Yeah.
idea. So when you get these things started, you start them from seed? Do you buy plants? How do you get going in the spring?
Some of each. I buy some plants at the local greenhouse here, but I also start a lot of my plants, and I'll start them in a small seed tray like this, so I can keep the dirt at a warm temperature.
Sure.
Because they like to be in the 80s when they're germinating.
Yep.
So I'll put them in here, get them started, and then when they grow up, then I'll transplant them into something a little bit bigger.
Sure.
And then finally I'll put them in a larger pot like that. And I'll just line the pot with a little piece of newspaper so all the dirt doesn't run out.
Makes good sense, yeah.
And then let them go. And I can move them around wherever the sun is or the shade is, depending upon if it gets too hot for them. And just let them grow.
Perfect. Well, you've done a great job with them. What, when you get the harvest ready to go, what do you, do you have some recipes, or how do you deliver the goods?
What I like to do is I'll go out and pick everything red. Okay?
Yeah.
Take all my red peppers, and like for every pound of peppers, you add like a cup of vinegar and a little bit of salt, and you just cook it up, run it through the blender,
Yep.
and you end up with a little hot sauce like that is really,
Really hot.
Really,
that looks like
really,
hot right through the jar.
really hot. Yeah, it's kind of like a Tabasco, kind of.
Yeah.
But depending upon what happens to be ripe that day,
Yeah.
your sauce will be different every time you make it. So, it's tough to duplicate the recipe, but it sure is good.
Yeah.
It goes
Yeah.
real good. The other thing I can do is dry the peppers completely in the dehydrator, and then take them and put them through a coffee grinder.
Yep.
And you end up with a nice fine powder like that.
Cool.
Which you can, sprinkle on whatever
Yeah.
you're making to add a little heat. Or you don't have to do it this fine, you just get like a crushed red pepper,
Yep.
like to put on your pizza
Oh,
or
sure,
whatever like
sure.
that.
Yeah.
So
Use that many times.
we use a lot of them, they all get used. A lot of them you can just use for like a jalapeno popper or something like that.
Sure.
So they all get eaten.
I'm sure. And you do a great job. Hey, I appreciate your time, Denny, very much.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.